What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I've got another NIO update for you. Now, NIO was ripping all throughout the day. It was having an unbelievable day after the NIO Day announcements. But if we can go over here, we can look and see after hours, NIO is crashing about 5%. Now, this was due to the share offering that they just announced. So we're going to go over this exact offering and all of the news surrounding NIO and what this means for shareholders and traders of NIO in the near future. So before we get into that, if you guys enjoyed this video, please go down and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. It really helps me get this information out to as many people as possible, and you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, and you get to learn about a few new ones. NIO had also just completed its most recent capital raise back in December, and that was about a $3.2 billion capital raise that sent the share price tumbling. So if we come over here, we can see the actual details of what they're going to be doing. So this article is NIO stock is minus 4.8% after hours and is going to offer 1.3 billion of convertible senior notes. So they're proposing an offering of 650 million in aggregate principal amount of convertible senior notes due 2026 and 650 million in aggregate principal amount of convertible senior notes due 2027. Now, the company intends to grant the initial purchasers in the notes offering a 30-day option to purchase an additional 100 million in aggregate principal amount of both the notes. So the company highlighted its EV vision at the weekend event. So we can take a look at exactly what they unveiled at NIO Day. But first, basically, they're just raising more capital at a high price. Now, right now, we don't know the exact details of this offering. We're going to take a look at the SEC filing once it becomes available. But right now, all we know is that NIO is going to be raising about $1.3 billion, which is a pretty substantial amount. They're most likely going to be using this for general corporate purposes. We might end up seeing some acquisition language in the SEC document, but they're all honestly going to be using most of this money for research and development to get their cars on the road faster, the new ET7, and the 150 kilowatt hour battery that they have just unveiled. So let's take a look at some of the details. We can see that NIO's first ever sedan, named the ET7, was launched with a tagline, "Ready for Tomorrow." So basically, this car is going to be a competitor to the Tesla Model S. And what's important about it being a competitor to a Tesla model is that Tesla has said that about 47% of all of its vehicle sales will come from China in the coming years. So since NIO now has a competitive model at a competitive price point and competitive technology, we could see NIO start to siphon away a little bit of Tesla's market share in China, and that would give a massive boost to NIO's valuation. Now, they've also partnered with Qualcomm and NVIDIA for some of the technology and chips that they're going to be putting in these new cars, which is also very good news for the company. We also saw in this event that NIO is going to be releasing its new autonomous driving platform, NAD, and it was built upon a system of redundancy in terms of safety so that when the regulators go to look at this software and determine if it's safe for vehicles to be driving on the road, they're going to be able to get this approved faster than they would usually be able to, since the system is built with safety at the forefront. Now, they also unveiled their 150 kilowatt hour battery. So that's very important because it's going to give the cars a range of about 100 kilometers per full charge. Now, that's going to be around 600 to 700 miles per charge, and that's pretty amazing because that is going to give NIO the top spot in terms of range out of all of the electric vehicles in the world. So NIO is doing a lot of innovation in the electric vehicle field, which we could see give it a massive boost in valuation in the near future. But right now, investors are kind of selling off on the offering announcement. Now, an additional thing that's very important about this 150 kilowatt hour battery pack is that NIO is planning on releasing and developing 100 electric vehicle charging and swap stations in China throughout 2021. So what you can do if you're a NIO customer and a vehicle owner, you can go to one of these swap stations and have your old battery, the 70 kilowatt hour or the 100 kilowatt hour, swapped out for the brand new 150 kilowatt hour battery pack once it is released. So it's really a great idea for NIO to do this because they're creating kind of 2 points of sale for their customers. The initial purchase that is going to be made through buying the vehicle, and then the next purchase is going to be swapping the battery. And it's good for the customers because they don't have to sell their entire vehicle and buy the new model in order to get the new technology. With the autonomous software, NIO is also planning on releasing robo-taxis in Tel Aviv, and they have partnered with Mobileye to do this. Now, that's going to be very important because if NIO can get their fully autonomous software in all of their cars, they're going to take really the top spot in China and some parts of the world in terms of their software, and it's going to give them another massive boost in valuation. NIO is also planning on expanding into the European market in 2021 with a dealership in Denmark, so they're going to be able to have a full distribution chain throughout Europe. The only other electric vehicle company in China that has made an attempt at this is XPeng, and basically what they've done is they've only said that they are going to be directly delivering the vehicles to their consumers in Europe. Now, that's not a great business model long term because it's going to be very costly to be constantly shipping these vehicles all the way across the world. Now, NIO is very good at being able to do this. They can get into the market before their competitors and technologically innovate better than all of their competitors as well. So if we see NIO do this, their share value and their valuation is going to go up substantially. Another thing that was kind of interesting about NIO today is that they got some pretty significant price target raises from some very large and popular institutions. If we come over here, we can see that NIO was soaring as much as 14% on Monday after it unveiled its first luxury electric sedan. Over the weekend, the ET7, the NVIDIA partnership, and the Monday's move higher in shares helped NIO top a market valuation of more than $100 billion. That's a pretty large benchmark for NIO. And following the unveiling of the ET7, JP Morgan raised its price target to NIO to $75. Now, that's a very substantial price target. It's a lot higher than the current trading price of NIO right now, about $12 to $13 of upside that they're predicting for NIO in the near future. Now, we can see that NIO is down about 3% after hours from its closing price of $62.70. Now, I was speculating in my videos yesterday whether this would be a go to the moon event for NIO or sell the news. Now, it looked today that NIO was planning on having a go to the moon week, and they were going to be pushing maybe even the $65 mark. After they unveiled this share offering, I think it's really going to be a buy the dip moment for this company. It's just such a great company right now. They have so much technological innovation coming out, even though it's going to take a little bit of time for all of their new developments to get into the market. They still have the technology and the capabilities to release it, and they're way ahead of their competitors in China while having the backing of the Chinese government. Now, if we go over to the option chain, we can see that the options for NIO went up a decent amount today. They went up about 26% on the near the money options. But you can see that the implied volatility is so high that the contracts didn't really go up as much in value because the move was kind of priced in. Now, this is the weekly expiration date. We can see that the $70 contract has a 41,000 open interest. So 41,000 of these contracts are being held in people's brokerage accounts right now. Those people are probably not too happy with all of this offering news. These contracts are going to go down in value, it looks like, tomorrow. But we can go over here and also say that 110,000 of these contracts were traded today. Now, I'm going to speculate that these contracts were sold. So a lot of people kind of, I'm going to say, sold out of their position. But when the volume is so much higher than the open interest, it also leads to the idea that a lot of these contracts might have been bought. Now, a lot of people were expecting NIO to go up in the $70 mark. These contracts were not that expensive as of yesterday, but we can see they took a little bit of a dip today due to some implied volatility. And let's go over and take a look at the puts and see if there was any unusual open interest. So now we see that on the weekly option chain, nobody was really predicting this sell-off after hours for NIO. Now, this kind of came out of the blue. We can see that the volume on the 60s is pretty high. I think this is just some protection that people are buying on NIO. We can also see now that the numbers just updated that these were traded 32,000 times today. That's a lot. So this open interest is going to go up tomorrow when it is updated. Now, these contracts are pretty expensive, and you have the opportunity to maybe 2 times or 2.5 times your money if these go in the money by the end of the week. So I think in general, this is going to be a buy the dip situation for NIO. We can see it's had a pretty massive run up into NIO Day and even a pretty good continuation after the event. And I think a pullback is only healthy, and this company has a lot more room to run in the near future. That's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed what I had for you in this one, please go down and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.